Welcome back, 5-Hour Show. Raymond here. Let's get started. Okay, so you all know I'm trying to do my Optimus Prime combiner, but one of the things I do need is to cannibalize parts from other Transformers so that we can create the one we're looking for. Now, Snap Trap here has done his job. Nobody in Tokyo wants this guy anymore. This guy is so sunburned yellow, it's not even funny. So, today's function for this Snap Trap is we're going to partially disassemble them. This one I know is actually stronger. It's a G1, so it's you know, it's lasted this long, so of course it's going to be durable. And what we need are these plug ports. That's what we need. Of course, I'd like to repurpose the pom-pom cannons. As you could see, the function just doesn't work. So without further ado, let's get started. We're going to disassemble the top half and maybe a foot just to try something. So without further ado, let's get cracking. This here is a shorter screw. So the long screws go on the top, the shorter screws go on the inside, just for reference. So we do have the two screws here. I gotta pick up the one that went flying. The one that went flying is right here. As you can see, it could be because it's too tight, or it's just there's not enough it just needs some yeah, this piece here would need some WD-40. So if you ever have a Snap Trap with the pom-pom guns are not working, you'd have to remove all these screws, this one here, and then spray it with WD-40, and then you can get the pom-pom action back. So that's cool. I always liked the pom-pom action on the Snap Trap. It seems like to get to the body, we're going to have to, yeah, we're gonna have to remove all 6 screws. So let's get started. All right, there we go. 6 screws removed. And I don't know which ones are which, but it seems to me that they're all the same size. So that's a good thing. Yeah, they all seem to be the same size. So one of the things you want to do for sure if you're disassembling it is make sure you put everything in sandwich bags. So now we can disassemble the body. And look at that. And that's where the logo is. So anyway, let's put this aside. Let's get into this guy here. Look at this. That is very interesting. It's got this kind of, I guess this is for the ratcheting. Yeah. Most likely that's for the ratcheting. It probably doesn't ratchet because it's open or exposed, but here's the turtle head. Look at that. Had I not found that Optimus Prime head for my mini Kabaya, I probably would have used this guy's head. That's a good looking Prime head. The only thing is it looks a little different, but it's close to being a Prime. You know what I mean? Now let's get into the part that is very intriguing to me. I always wanted to see this part because I think that, and that is a big chunk right there. I wonder, how would that work? Oh my goodness. Okay, so That means we're going to have to disassemble at least one of the arms. Okay, here is the arm. Here is his fist. Very thin, but it's got that long, and yeah, of course it's got to go in, so But now let's get into this piece here. This is the important piece, and the question is going to be, will it be possible? Oh, there we go. So this piece here, okay, so this goes here, and yeah, I guess it ratchets with the rest of this here. Now this is probably the only piece we do need. However, I'm not sure. Okay, so I think we're going to be okay. We don't need this part at all. It would simply be this piece, and then the question's going to be, how do we make this work? And so this unit is small enough, but we're going to have to find a way where it could turn, and that might mean chopping up this piece, but I don't know. We know that we need these two pieces, and that's a good thing. So let's take out the other one, and we're going to disassemble the other one. There we go. All right, I want to take apart one of the legs. There we go. And that's the thing, see this clip here for the feet? That's a huge clip. That's what that clip looks like. That is big. Now I do have the crack in here from the last video, and as you can see, there's a lot of that dead space right there, and I don't know why, but that's what's in there. So when you plug it in, there's a whole lot of space in between the plug port and the actual piece. So they did, it is roomy. However, for our Optimus Prime foot, the foot does not have that amount of space. So if I were to try to jam this in there, well, guess what? It's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. However much I would like it for it to work, it's not gonna work. So I have to make custom versions. And I think we've gotten past that point. I know that. Maybe you guys know that. But that's why I wanted you guys to see it for yourselves. This piece is not gonna fit inside of Optimus Prime's foot. Therefore, we have to customize, make this. The parts for the shoulders, I think, are going to work fine. We're just going to have to come up with a housing for it. And so two things have to be done. One, we're going to have to probably shave this down just a tad bit, because we're going to have to build a wall for the housing for the connection port. As you can see here, it fits in, but we need to make sure that the spring fits in just as well. With the compression, it's going to be kind of hard, so we need to build the housing. Let's see. Let me try something. If I can, that means I'm going to have to cut these parts off and just use the housing. But I want it to look as organic as possible. Okay, so yeah. So, well, one of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to shave this section may be down. And the second one is we're either going to have to trim this down and use a smaller screw, or we're just going to have to completely remove it, and that I don't feel too good about, but that could be the only choice we have. However, I would rather just trim it, so if it does, the housing does fit. Let's see, the housing, this is the housing here, and so it has to fold, and this has to fit perfectly in line, and that goes the same for the other side. Let's see what the other side looks like here. Yeah, see, those parts are what's, this whole screw section is what's causing that. However, with the robot intact down here, we may not even need it, but so we may have to trim it and use a very tiny screw, and I think that's what we'll do, because we gotta have the arm ports for our combiner. And see, here's there's the combiner port, and so anyway, we'll have to do something. Once again, thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. It'll help us out, it'll help us grow. Share, like, comment, let us know what you think. And with that, I'd like to say God bless you and yours, in the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Take care of yourselves and each other and your enemies. And I will gladly see you guys on the next episode of 5 Hour Show. You guys take care, and I will see you guys